Okay, let's give you guys some more practice. So try and work out what surface this equation would generate. So press pause and have a go. Okay, so we have no idea which surface this will generate. So let's try and extract as much information as we can. So, looking at this, let's put 0 into the y. Put 0 into the y. This whole thing here would then become x squared plus z squared equals 1. So when you put 0 into the y, you've got to imagine a vertical sheet of paper being located at y equals 0, which will be, this is 1, 2, and so on, -1, -2. So when you put 0 into here, imagine a vertical sheet of paper located at y equals 0. Now this thing here, you can tell immediately that this is going to be a circle. This is going to be a circle. So on this sheet of paper, you've got to imagine a circle looking something like this. Looking something like this. So now let's try and extract more information. So hang on. So now let's put 0 into the z. So when you put 0 into the z, it will then become this. So the minute you see this, you've got to draw this graph here. Hang on, y, x, and then it's negative, and then it's moving in the y direction. So you're going to get something like this. It's negative, and it's going in the y direction. So this graph will look like this. So so when you put 0 into the z, you've got to imagine a horizontal sheet of paper at a height of 0. So this thing here will look something like this. Hang on, let me think. So this is your y-axis. So this is your y-axis, which is this thing here. This is your x-axis, and it's positive in this direction. This is your x-axis, it's positive in this direction. So this thing here would look something like, would be somewhere around here. So it would look something like this. Okay, and then this thing here would be somewhere around here, and then it would look something like this. It will look something like this. And then let's put 0 into the x. So hang on, bear with me. Okay, so putting 0 into the x would then give us this. Negative y squared plus z squared equals 1. So in your mind, immediately draw this graph, z versus y, and then because it's negative, it's moving in the y. It's going to look something like this. It's negative in the y direction, so it's moving in the y direction. So you're going to get a hyperbola looking like this. So on this sheet of paper, if you look at but when you put 0 into the x, you've got to imagine this. You've got to imagine a vertical sheet of paper being located at x equals 0. So we've got to draw this on this vertical sheet of paper. So it will look like this. This is your y-axis in the positive direction. Sorry, the z-axis. This is your z-axis, and this is positive in this direction. And then this is y in the positive here. So this is y in the positive here. So this point here will be somewhere around here, and then it will look something like this. It will look something like this, and then this point here would be something like this. So as it turns out, you're going to have a hyperbola along here, and you're going to have a hyperbola along here. It's getting a bit messy. You just got to live with it. But right in the middle here, you've got a circle, because when you put 0 into the y, it's going to generate a circle. So we should have a hunch that we're going to get another bigger circle around here. We should have a hunch that we're going to get a bigger circle around here. We should have a hunch that we're going to get a circle in the negative direction. We're going to get another bigger circle in the negative direction. But let's put that theory to the test. So hang on. So we should have a hunch that we're going to get lots of circles. So if we put, let's say, if we put positive 2 into the y here, so this whole thing here will then give us this. x squared minus, put 2 into here, so that will be 4, negative 4, negative 4 plus z squared equals 1. So now we can add 4 to both sides. So that will then give us this. So this here is a circle of a bigger radius. That's why as you move across, you're going to get a circle of a bigger radius. You're going to get a circle of a bigger radius. And then even if you move in the negative direction, if you put a negative 2 into here, when you square it, it will become a positive 4. So you're going to have something like this. And then add 4 to both sides. So you're going to get this, which is a circle of a bigger radius. Which is a circle of a bigger radius. That's why you've got a circle here, bigger than this than our original circle. So we should have lots of circles as we move out, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So look for a graph up here where we satisfy a condition. We should have lots of circles, and as we move outwards, the circles will get bigger and bigger and bigger, and then we're moving in the y direction. So we're moving in the y direction. We're moving in the y direction. We're moving in the y direction. So look for something that satisfies all our conditions. And then as it turns out, this equation will generate this surface here. We generate this surface here. Because if you look at it, you've got a circle here. As you move out in the y direction, you're going to get a bigger circle, you're going to get a bigger circle, you're going to get a bigger circle, and then even if you move in the negative direction, you're going to get a bigger circle, you're going to get a hyperbola here, and then you're going to get a hyperbola in the other direction as well. So as it turns out, your final answer will be this thing here. Okay?